Chestnut checkers. Inside sale.
All right, guys, welcome to Inside the Sale. I appreciate you guys watching. I got Nick Campbell with me today. How you doing, Nick?
Almost perfect, man.
I like that, almost perfect. Nobody can be perfect. Nick, one of the things that we're working really hard on every day here is helping people understand how to protect clients. Right. I think that, the thing about what we do, it makes it different than any other sales position that I've been part of, and I always talk about it being an order taker as opposed to being a sales deal. But if we don't help a family, then there are consequences. If I sell Sizer one of his new meal plans, if he don't buy it, like, whatever. I would have felt better about myself. Yeah, but you wouldn't have died with no coverage. If I'm selling him shoes, he don't buy them, so what? I'm selling him a car, he didn't buy it, so what? I'm selling him, it doesn't matter. Most of the stuff we buy really doesn't matter within reason. We want it, we don't need it. Life insurance people need. And sometimes they need it and they want it, but their need is greater than their want at that time. How long did you work with us in 2019? Like, when did you start?
16 weeks,
Okay.
third week of August.
Got it. Okay. And how much did you sell in your 16 weeks?
149,000
Okay.
she paid.
So 150 grand in 16 weeks. Okay?
149, yeah.
149, yeah. So 4 months, had he worked the entire year, 450 would have been very reasonable. It could have been more, but you were on track to do $450,000. What's your goal in 2020?
800,000 she paid.
700-800 grand. All right. How many appointments are you running to hit what you're hitting right now?
I don't go out with any less than 7 appointments.
Okay, a day.
A day.
What's your deal for the week? Like, how many days a week do you run?
4.
Okay, what days?
So I run 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Every other week I'm running Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the last week of the month I'm running I'm running bell to bell Thursday.
Got it. Okay. And what's the deal with every other week, your weekends? Just to catch up, just because?
Just to keep me not just to keep me in the moment, just to keep me in rhythm, just to keep me in sync, just to keep me grounded.
Got it. Okay. If you meet with, I'm just trying to get a ballpark so I can help everybody here. If you meet with 10 people, how many of those do you close on average? I know it's
7 or 8.
7 or 8. Okay. When you started selling life insurance, that was when? When was the first time you sold the policy?
2014.
Got it. If you were meeting with 10 people back then, how many did you sell?
2.
2. Okay. So that's obviously a massive swing. What were some of the things you were doing when you were selling 2 out of 10 that you're not doing now?
One of the main things that I wasn't doing is it wasn't about the family. It was about me.
Got it.
So so I kind of faked it. And I heard you saying one time, like, it's when you fake it, like, people can see through that. Mm-hmm. So one of the main things is just getting right and right people, controlling my attitude and activity, and just doing it, just plug away. So
it's hard because, Mike, we've talked about this for, 11 years. You won't be good at it if you don't put the client first. Right. And listen, we understand. There's no way I don't understand that when you get your license, you're like, hey, I don't want to hurt anybody, right, but I want to make money. Like, absolutely. Hey, Sean, I want to make money. But at the end of the day, the people are just trying to determine if you care about them.
Absolutely.
Does he or she give a damn about me?
And they'll test you.
Yeah.
All the time.
And they're not testing your knowledge of life insurance.
They're
testing your concern and empathy for their family. That's it. When they push a little bit, they just want to know, because if you don't care, you won't stand up.
Nope.
Because you'll go like, well, I'm going to my next appointment. I don't really care. I'm not going to chase you around all night long, but certainly it's like, I am willing to stand up for your family, which is asking the uncomfortable questions, which is pointing out the things that are uncomfortable, which is getting yourself uncomfortable. Because it's not uncomfortable closing 2 out of 10, because 2 out of 10 are going to buy it no matter what. Right. They probably bought it no matter what you did.
Got checkbook out ready.
They're ready to go.
Ready.
Yeah, just ready to go. Like, can this come out monthly? Yes. It can't be more than $300 a month. Okay. And I need it to. Can it start immediately? Yes. You're like, okay, done. And the thing with us is, what we've learned is that if you're willing to put the clients first. So give me some things, Nick, that if I'm, the clients, how do the clients know if we could interview them? Hey, Nick met with you. Yep. Great guy. Okay. Did you think concerned about your family? 1 out of 10. Oh, 10. He was very concerned. Give me some things that you say or do that makes the family know this guy genuinely cares?
So when I'm going through my presentation, I'm asking a lot if it makes sense. Are they tracking what I'm saying? Do they have any questions? I'm kind of when I'm going over the HMS product, I'm kind of having them interact with it. I'm having them read and answer questions, and I'm just kind of making it informative and getting them to ask questions, getting them to just go through the process with me. It's not real hard. It's how are you laying it on the line? Like, it's not hard.
Well, think about this though. Interacting with people,
Yeah.
talking at somebody and talking with them, two different things. So if I'm talking at you for 35 minutes of my presentation, if you will, or my whatever I want to call it, and you're not engaged, I can't tell if you're actually engaged. Because when you ask them to go through the product, when you ask them questions, when you're involving them on the benefits, you can tell if they're disinterested.
Absolutely.
Because you're trying to involve them.
Right.
And you don't have to wait 35 minutes. And if they seem disinterested, you can say what? If I seem not interested, you can ask me what?
Like, do you think this is BS? No, with
Yeah,
all
like-
due respect.
Like, hey,
Is
bud,
this
hey, with all due respect, it seems like as I talk about this, you seem pretty uninterested in that. Is there something I'm doing to not explain it right or bother you? What is it? Because at the end of the day, you have to be able to ask people because you don't know where they're at if you don't. You sell mostly mortgage final expense.
Mortgage protection.
Mortgage protection. Okay. Lot of cashback option, lot of HMS. Okay. Is there a better product in the market than the HMS product? No. How come?
Just because it gives you all the benefits. It gives you everything. You could do disability. You could do disability, unemployment, cashback. You encompass all of it, and it's awesome. Like, you could continue the product. You could do the HMS continuation. You could do a bunch of things with it, man.
What's crazy is that there's still today in 2020 people that when you tell them they get return on premium or cashback option,
I think it's a joke.
they don't believe it. Yeah, they don't believe it. Because when I got introduced to business in 2008, and the guy Jim told me there was a return of premium, I said that's not true. Like, that's exactly what I said. I said that's not true, right? Well, that's what I said, Mike. He's like, I said, dude, I'm not interested in selling life insurance. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm just not interested. I'm selling real estate. Like, I'm trying to figure that out. And I'm like, well, what kind of insurance? He kept asking me, what kind of insurance do you sell? Which I'm glad he did push because I never got my license. But he's like, well, we do mortgage section. And I started looking. I said, that's term insurance, which is cool, but like, he goes, no, it's not. It's different. I'm like, it's 30-year term, dude. They pay a certain amount. 30 years, they don't die. The insurance company kept the money. He's like, no, they give it all back. I'm like, dude, there's no way the insurance gives the money back. There's just no way. Seriously. I called the company. I was like, because he said they have it, so it was a different company. No, I did. I had my man with me, and I was like, hey, man, I don't have, and I said, what's your age? Like, they're like, what's your agent number? I said, what's your agent number? So he told me. I said, all right, I'm sitting. I told him he's here on speakerphone. He wants to hire me, and he's telling me, I'm serious, that you all get the money back. And they're like, well, it depends on what the conditions. What condition they need to meet? They need to be alive. So if they're alive, you will give them all their money back as long as they made all the premium payments for 30 years. Yes. And I'm like, and you even do it different terms, like 20. They're like, yes. I'm like, okay, 100%. The lady's like, yeah, like it's what we do. And I hung up. I was like, I'm getting my insurance license. Like, because I can sell this. This makes sense to me. Well, I was very excited because the product made sense. See, I was very excited because what I didn't like growing up, what everybody around me said was term insurance is what they told me. And because we had people that most of our family didn't have insurance, but some of the people that did, they termed out. They had 10, 15, 20-year terms, and then it went away. So the impression our family had was, don't do that. You're going to get it at 25 years of age. Yes, something can happen to you, but statistically speaking, you're going to live to 45, 55, and then the insurance company keeps all your money. Don't do that. That's how they get rich. So that was what my young mind had, like bad. So when I was like, dude, tell me that again. And then when I started telling people, especially that were like my age, a little bit older, they're like, dude, I would call the company with them too sometimes. I'm like, hey, just real quick, Susan, he goes ahead and lives the entire 30 years. How much did you get back? All of it. Okay, got it. Just making sure. Because the products are just that good. And our home buyers, what percentage of people you meet with, Nick, do you think, just rough, are first-time home buyers? Like, they fill out a mortgage protection lead, they go online, whatever it is they do. What do you think percentage of them that's their first home?
90%.
I think a vast majority of them, and also they don't know. I mean, if they already had life insurance, they probably wouldn't, if they had more than enough mortgage protection, majority of them are first-time home buyers. So they don't know what to do. So we can't limp in there, as my old mentor would say, like we don't know what we're doing. We have to walk in there, be direct, be honest, and connect with them and be in control. We are in control because they want us to be. Respectfully and appropriately. They're asking us for help. That's their first house. There's a myriad of things going on in their mind. They don't know what day it is because they're like thinking about the new payment, right? What's going to happen? Now I got to mow the lawn. Maybe they were in an apartment. Maybe they lived with their parents. Maybe they lived with their family. Whatever. Maybe they shared something, but now it's there. So they're excited and scared.
And if I'm unsure, if I'm uncertain, or if I'm unclear about what I'm saying, they're gonna fear that. They're gonna sense that.
Of course they are.
And they're not gonna open up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
See, at the end of the day, if you were to say to me, give me the characteristics you need to be successful, selling life insurance, Family First Life, and making the money that a lot of these people are making, I'd say if they're already scared, there's no reason for you to be. Right. You have to be fearless about you helping them, which means you can't be concerned about them judging you because they don't have the right to judge you. You have to project enough strength to just tell them, because at the end of the day, what I always say to no matter who it was, hey guys, before we get ahead of ourselves, because you're all like badgering me, I'm the only one with let's raise our hands. Who in the house has an insurance license? I would do that. Like, I'm just wondering. I got my hand up. Any of you all got, so it was Nick, it was you and Mike and whomever. I'd be like, so do you all like, Mike, you have an insurance license? No. Christina? No. Interesting. Nick? No, okay, that's your uncle? Yeah. So you guys have a lot of opinions for not having an insurance license. Matter of fact, why don't I come in next time you frame a house, and Mike, I'll tell you how to do it. And Christina, next time you're over at the bank, I'll tell you what to do with the money and where to put the buttons. I've never worked there, but I'll just come behind the counter and I'll start having at it. I'll key the stuff in. I'll start giving money away. Like whatever you want. I'll give you a check. Give me a check for $82 million. We don't have that, but I'll give you $8,200. Whatever, man. Of course I'm not going to do that. So guys, with all due respect, please don't do that to me. I'm the only one that has to turn on. I'm the professional that has the ability to protect y'all. That's why I'm here. And I didn't ask you to be here. You asked me to be here. See, that's the other thing. You invited me to your home because you filled something out and sent it to me. So I don't expect you to be mad at me for being in your home because you invited me to your home. I'm just doing what you asked me to do. When you look at selling that much, how many hours a week do you think you work?
70 to 80.
Okay. Now, when I ask Ivan, I don't doubt when he says 70. Like, just so you know, for everybody listen, anybody I think can sell $400,000 a year working 40 hours a week. I do believe that. Right. I think if you put your 40 hours a week in selling, you can do $400K. Now it takes a lot of work, consistency. You can't have this up and down. You have to stay focused on the client. All those things have to happen. Anybody has the ability to do it. Okay. If you want to hit 6, 7, 800 grand, yeah, you have double your hours. I don't care how, how good you are. It's kind of like, Michael Jordan shot how many free throws a week? I don't know, a lot, because he's pretty good at it. I don't know, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I don't know, dude. Just probably,
which is why he can make it with his eyes closed.
Just probably more than everybody else would be my guess. Whatever they were doing is probably a lot more than them. And I think that, for us, it's really just understanding. I still stand behind this. I said this 11 years ago, man. If you work 20 hours a week, you can issue pay $20,000 a month. Yeah. If you work 30 in the field, you'll do 30. For 40, you'll do 40, and on and on and on. I bet you if Jonathan Porcino was here, we said, hey, you did 750, how many hours a week? He'd probably say I work 70 to 75. Now, here's the crazy thing. There's a lot of people that work 75, 80 hours their entire lives, a week. Their entire lives. They start working at age 18, 2 jobs, and they do that until the day they die. Or they retire because they have to, illness, whatever.
Think about that? Like you're just doing your deal and you're just driving around and you're just thinking like, why are they just doing that's crazy to me.
Well, I was saying to somebody the other day, one of the hardest things about finding out spends life insurance for me was just seeing people that weren't in the position that they deserved to be in.
Right.
And they worked really hard their whole lives. They just never did anything independently, and the people they worked for didn't, in my opinion, didn't treat them right. And they could have treated them a lot better, and they didn't, which is sad because they deserved a lot more, Their
families did.
Yeah, man. And it's just, again, that's that old, do you want to go ahead and have a successful business and be killing it when everybody around you is broke? If you were, if everybody listening to this or watching this was somebody you hired and you wanted to give them one piece of advice, what would it be? One, and I'd say, hey, Nick, you got to pick one. One piece of advice about their sales, whatever it happens to be, what would that one thing be you'd give to them?
You got to care more about people than you do yourself.
And explain how that, like, as far as it's uncomfortable to ask certain questions. We're adults. We're not like we're fearless. No, it's uncomfortable. When somebody's saying something that isn't going to work, it's uncomfortable to challenge them. Like, hey, man, like, do you think this isn't real? Or like, you fill this out and I know you care about your family. Like, you help me understand. Instead of me talking at you, you help me understand it. But I'm just confused, and let them talk. If you put them first, it's hard for them to judge you, dude, because you already put yourself out there.
Right.
Like, I'm here for you, man. I ain't perfect. No, I'm not. That's what I do for a living. I drive around, meet with people. You know, you work over here at a pharmaceutical company. You probably did better in biology and chemistry, more importantly, than I did. And you work over here as a statistician. You did better in math than I did. And you do this over here. You're just probably a better person than me. Like, I want to tell you, but self-deprecating humor, being able to laugh at yourself. You know, I always tell people, like, man, I just wish I was funnier. I'm like, well, all you gotta do is make fun of you, and people will laugh because they want to laugh, except you don't ever make fun of you, so nobody laughs. You make fun of everybody else, which is really bullying, and then nobody laughs because they're tired of it. But if you can make fun of you and you mean it, but you have to be sincere. So people that say it and they're just pretending, you're like, no, he doesn't think that, or she doesn't think that, and they don't laugh. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, Kevin Hart walks in the room, he's funny. He's little. He's 6'4", he ain't funny. Instead of I'm not trying to mean, I'm just kind of like, people laugh with him. He makes jokes about himself. We laugh because he is funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's just at the end of the day, Nick, I really appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate what your goals are in 2020. I have no doubt you're going to get there, like none. And I think you're going to help a lot of people find their way as well. Nick's very motivated, by the way, and very excited. If you were at the annual convention, you definitely know who Nick was. He sat in the front. He was very excited. JR's like, man, that's a great group. And I said, yeah, I think so. He goes, and that guy in the front, man, he just make you feel good about yourself no matter what kind of day you're having. He's like, I just like him. I was going to take him with me when I speak other places, man. He is out of his mind. But it's neat watch people be excited for other people, being appreciative for what people are sharing with you. That's a big deal. So we appreciate you. I hope this Inside the Sale helps. Nick, good work.
Appreciate you more than I can put it with, Chuck.
Appreciate you, man. Mike, thanks for helping out as always. And everybody, thanks for watching it, man. Let's make it a great day and a great week. See you guys.
See you.